Thank you so much for joining us today for our interview with the expert series.
Thank you for
Yes, you both are coming to us from Eckerd Connects. So tell me your names, your roles, and a little bit about Eckerd Connect.
My name is Roy Funes. I'm the Prevention Program Manager here in Osceola County.
I am Brooke Lassiter. I am a prevention specialist at Central Avenue.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell us a little bit about Eckerd Connect and the services programs you provide.
Absolutely. So we are a prevention program here in Osceola County. We partner with the school district. We are gladly and amazed to have all the partnerships that we have with all the principals in the schools. We provide classroom services. We provide small group services and also individual services for the schools. Some of the things that we talk about, we have a curriculum that we follow, which is Botman Life Skills for our elementary school students. And then we also have Too Good for Drugs and Violence for our high school students.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what schools are you at?
So as of now, we're at 4 schools here in Osceola County. We're at Central Avenue Elementary, Highlands Elementary, New Beginnings, and also Kissimmee Middle School.
Wonderful, wonderful. We so much appreciate your partnership. So tell us a little bit about things that you're observing in terms of trends with young people and substance use.
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest trend that we are seeing mostly in schools, mostly hearing what kids are talking about, seeing what kind of things are going on with social media, vapes, nicotine vapes, and more recently THC vapes are becoming way, way, way more popular with the kids. It's a little bit more discreet, so it's easier for them to hide, easier for them to just, and they don't tend to smell bad like a cigarette. Another big one that I've been noticing are kids talking about edibles.
Okay.
THC edibles. That is another very, very big one that has been talked about a lot, and it's really easy for companies to kind of disguise them as almost like a Skittle,
Okay.
or like another type of candy, and then kids get a hold of them.
Certainly.
And parents might not even realize, they're like, oh, they're eating a bag of Skittles.
Yeah, and that's some of the things that they do too. Yeah, some of the substances with some of those products is that we just don't have enough education out there for the parents as well. So we do parent classes, and we also talk to different teachers and things like that about kind of what's going on, also principals and things like that too. So if you ever need anything, a teacher training or anything like that, please let us know as well, because we do those trends and then also de-escalation and things like that. So,
Wonderful.
yeah,
Wonderful.
absolutely.
So how can parents support their students to prevent substance use, substance abuse?
The biggest one is just being educated on what substances are currently used, right? We have the vapes, we have the THC, cigarettes are still around, alcohol is another really big one, and just being educated on what those substances are, what they do to your mind, what they do to your body, and being open to talking to your kids about it.
I think one of the things too that parents should think about is to keep them involved in things. I think some of the things with our students and things like that is kind of boredom, where they try new things or they'll go out with friends and things like that and not make the best choices. But I think keeping them involved either with the school system, with clubs, with sports, with drama, with anything like that, or even going to a local library, getting them connected there as well. But then also just doing extracurricular activities. It's again with our students, try to keep them busy.
Got to keep them busy. Yep. Prevent those idle hands.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
So if a parent has a concern, a family member has a concern that a student may be using substances, what can they do to find help for them, for that child?
So a big one would be talking with their healthcare provider, especially just they most likely already have that relationship with a primary care, and being able to let them talk with them. Because sometimes you don't want to tell your parents. I mean, I was a kid and I didn't want to tell my parents everything, you know what I mean? And so letting them talk to someone else that they trust, and that healthcare provider is going to have resources or is going to be able to refer them to a mental health counselor, or even if they already are heavy in the substance abuse of recovery program, which there are quite a few in this area.
Wonderful.
And I think resources, there's a lot of resources wherever you look. I mean, you can Google all the resources that are here in Osceola County. But also I would say try to find a trusted adult. So with kids, sometimes it's hard for them to talk to their parents, but find a coach, a counselor, somebody that they trust, and have those conversations. And as a parent, I would say, me as a parent myself, don't be shocked, and try to lock them up or try to say you're grounded. it's good to have these conversations about what's going on in the school, what's going on in the community. But then also, they also have resource officers that have a ton of knowledge at the schools as well. So that's somebody else that you can talk to. I think with us, with Eckerd Connects, we enjoy it is because all of our prevention specialists are there full time. So that kind of makes a difference is we have a staff member there that has all this knowledge and is able to have these conversations, not only with students, but also with the adults and staff members there as well. So
That's wonderful. Oh, we've heard such good feedback about the supports that you all provide at the schools, not only helping students who may have had a situation with substance use, but that prevention, especially at the elementary level, before they make some of those bad choices. Helping them develop skills for coping with stress, asking for help when they need it without, turning to substances.
absolutely. We always like to focus on the resiliency of students.
Absolutely.
That's one of those things that we love having these conversations, and with it's not like a surprise. It's kind of one of those things that this is kind of where we're at, but let's have these conversations so then you can make the right choice. So
Absolutely. So thank you so much for coming. We look forward to our continued partnership with Eckerd's Connect.